Do you remember Uno for the Xbox 360? You don't? What do you mean you don't remember it? You don't have Uno?
It came free with your fucking Xbox.
Well, actually, you're right. You can't have Uno because it went extinct. But there are actually many other reasons that certain games aren't around anymore. Whether they stop getting live service, the creator takes them down, they get sold to a massive company and sent under. There are plenty of reasons that I'm going to go over right now. And I'm going to give you an example of each way. So make sure you grab a beverage and perhaps a nice bowl of soup because we're going to get straight into this.
No, dude!
When I look back at the popularity of Flappy Bird, it makes me feel like I took way too much Benadryl and I got visited by the Hat Man. Because what do you mean this game right here was a global phenomenon? And if you haven't heard of this game Flappy Bird, it's because you're either a toddler in diapers or you're an old senile geezer also in diapers. Because almost everyone who was alive in 2014 had to have heard of the simplest game becoming the most popular game in the entire world for like 2 whole months straight. And yes, it was 2 whole months straight. It might have seemed like longer, but that was really the time frame that Flappy Bird was working with in terms of its popularity, because this game got so insanely popular that the creator Dong Win took the game off the App Store because he said he had a guilty conscience over how addicted everyone was to this game at the time, which I really don't blame him, because if I made a video game and people were sending me like threats because it was too addicting, I think I would have done the same thing, dude. It's like really not that serious. It's just a game, and it's not his fault that you're super addicted to it, man. What's the issue? Anyway, rest in peace, Flappy Bird. And that's reason number 1 why games go extinct, although I think it's the most unlikely reason to happen because the creator takes the game down. You don't really see that very often. Yeah, now that I actually look back at Club Penguin now that I'm older, it does feel a little bit creepy, but trust me, you had to be there. Club Penguin was mostly a social game, but it had mini games that were pretty fun too, I guess. And also it had like cool events going on, and you could adopt Puffles as like pets and stuff, which were pretty cool. I did play quite a bit of Club Penguin back in the day, but unfortunately, you know, a couple years went by and then Disney scooped up the rights to Club Penguin. And you know what happens when a big company scoops up a smaller IP? Say it with me, class. They love to ruin smaller IPs. So from what I can understand, Flash games were kind of phasing out of popularity at the time. So Disney had planned to shut down Club Penguin on like the web browser and create Club Penguin Island instead. Now, Club Penguin Island would be a new game that would launch on mobile instead of on web browser. And of course, very soon after this launched, it started to lose popularity and then the player count fizzled out. And after that, Club Penguin went completely extinct. And that is our second and much more common reason that games will go extinct, usually because a big company likes to buy a smaller IP and just drive it straight into the grave. Darwin Project makes me so sad because I've never resonated so deeply with a game that lost popularity so fast. I mean, I even hopped on the early access of the game before 2020, maybe it was around 2018, 2019, and then they finally decided to release the 1.0 version in 2020. This made the game free, and I was so excited to see the heights that this game would climb to now that it was free, but merely months after release, this game stopped development by Scavenger Studios. Now you might be wondering, hey Loki, if the game was so good, why did it shut down so fast? And I'm getting to that. Just relax, you little brat. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that out on you. I just really missed this game, okay? Anyway, here's a few reasons why I think that most players stopped playing this game after a few months. I really just think it was because other battle royales were kind of popping off at the time, like Fortnite and Apex Legends. You couldn't deny how big they were back in like 2020, right? Which Fortnite was already popping, and then Apex Legends had only released maybe a year before Darwin Project 1.0 came out. And the thing about other battle royales such as those ones is that they had very consistent content updates and very good communication with their communities, which unfortunately, I hate to admit it, Darwin Project lacked those things. That being said, I really wish we could see a revival of this game, and some of the servers are still up, but you can't play them on PC, so I have no access to this game, so I'm counting it. That is our third reason that games go extinct. It's because of player counts dwindling, and then the dev team has to shut the game down because they have no other choice to. It's a really unfortunate one for the players who still love the game, but it is what it is. Do you remember Concord? The greatest game ever made if you don't have eyes or hands or ears.
Come on, let's go!
I'm only kind of joking because admittedly I never played it, so I won't try to trash it too much, but I'm obviously glad I didn't because the game released on August 23rd, 2024 and ended up shutting down a whopping 14 days later. That's actually crazy. But hey, who would have thought that a game releasing in an already oversaturated genre for $40 would flop? And what I've seen in terms of like clips and like gameplay of this game, it didn't seem super innovative towards the genre either. And wait just a minute, it took them 8 years to make Concord? Guys, I think I'm actually going to be done talking about this one because I have nothing nice to say and I feel like genuine empathy towards the game devs that worked on this project. That being said, that is our fourth and final reason why a game gets shut down, especially a live service game like this. It's because it's absolute dookie. Rest in peace Concord, I guess. I don't know. In a different timeline, Concord could have been massive. And you know what else is massive? The fact that you've stuck around to this point in the video. Hey, I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of these videos where I just love to yap about games on this channel, man. And I just wanted to talk about some old kind of nostalgic games that kind of just went extinct or just aren't around anymore, or you can't get anymore. And I hope you guys had a good time watching the video. Anyway, I hope you guys have an exuberant rest of your day, and bye bye.